Hello, Artificery League, Season 9, Top 4, Vika on the Dooku Talzin versus um, Nightbringer on Snoke Tarkin. Looks like Snoke Tarkin won that roll off, so it's probably going to take some feed. And I, of course, am Agent of Zion, and I'll be providing, I won't say useless commentary, but this match is going to be fast. It's going to be furious. Things are going to happen, and you're going to see it pretty much as much brutality as I will. And I don't see a whole lot stopping these folks from just clawing at each other's throat. Now, what you didn't see before this roll off was Vika actually got rid of his single copy of Maul's lightsaber, which I would have thought he'd keep. I know he was searching for a binds, and he did keep the ancient lightsaber, which is almost as good in these situations. But that Mauls could have done some really, really nasty things because the Snoke Tarkin is not exactly heavy on removal. It doesn't have nothing, but it doesn't have everything. Talzin hitting what she wants to. And we'll see what Nightbringer does with that. Could add odds it and still have money to get his force throw out, but it looks like he wants to just play the force throw. Or he's at least kicking the can down the road. Alright, you can't add odds at two side. What am I thinking? I'm thinking overconfidence. Alright. Oh, I'm not so dumb, I swear. Swear. That was a really, really smart application of shields, or application of damage, I think. Looking at 9 and 10 makes it really difficult make things happen. Although I don't really agree with I bring her sequencing there. I don't think popping the Snoke Tarkin or the Snoke power action was necessary right off the rip. I think he either should have played the Force Throw, which not thrilled about him doing, or I think he should have rolled out Snoke, or even played Probe and then rolled out Snoke, or something. I'm not going to play the Force Throw. He's going to go for the Holocron. And, yep. Do that. Now, he does have add odds. Can get rid of a Dooku 3 side. Just depends how much or how lucky Vika feels. He doesn't have to feel very lucky. He's got a focus showing on the board. Even if both these cards go away to this probe, Tarkin's going to just take a beating. It's going to be real nasty. Needs to get Snoke out into the pool immediately so he can go for the holocron chaining. Did not get there. And we'll see how much damage Dooku dishes out. It's going to be a fair amount here. We'll ship that over to the 2 damage. That Ancient's going to get focused to the 3, which will be immediately at odds, more than likely. So what I would do, if I was Nightbringer, is focus over to do what you want. Namely, you would just be doing the one focus on the holocron. He opts for the probe. I don't know why he probed now. What are you preventing? He's not touching any of your dice. He has no money. Not entirely sure what all was going on there. We got rid of a "you were my friend" and a deflect. Weird sequencing. If there's one bit of advice I could give people is to really think about their sequencing. All these small edges being given up. Vika looks like he's going to play it safe. It says 4 damage into Tarkin. Put Tarkin at 7 going into round 2. And I'll have battlefield control for this 4-speed rollout. That's a deal. That's way better than walking myself into this beguile money. Let me just take what I can get, not get wrecked. See what happens. And that's pretty smart, because even with this Sith Holocron about to happen, Force Throw is going to be very, very strained to stop the kind of damage that a Dooku rollout with 4 speed can produce. Especially when, like it says, you know what? No, it's better than needing 4, only needing 3. Not a whole lot of point in going for the Force Throw here, I don't think. The 1 damage is immaterial to deal to Vika. So I do agree with the at odds here, especially since it costs the same amount anyway, and the at odds is guaranteed. No need to pay for the Force Throw to roll. Just drop that Holocron right back down. And come up with 4 damage over the top. I would assume at least 3 of it's going to Talzin here. And I was wrong. Okay. So with the Ancient, that puts Dooku at 9 health, so it's 9 and 8. Gets mauls, gets 2 conflicted, and that energy bow we saw earlier, and binds. Versus Force Speed, Beguile, at odds. Now, if this Force Speed Vika's actually hits special, very well might not even see enough money generated in this game to play Dark Ritual. So hits the special as well, and this is going to force a Beguile. Means that Dark Ritual is basically dead in hand. Tarkin could live through this. The Force Illusion and the at odds could just work out to the point where it's unnecessary. I also don't know why he didn't just reroll the Force Speed. Not happy with focus. He's not happy with the 1 damage. He's not happy with the discard. We could take that Force Illusion away. And that was a bad Beguile. I gotta call that bad. Alright. If you reroll the Force Speed, you can blank and remove a Talzin die, or you end up blanking the Force Speed die and removing a Talzin die. And then, like, your worst case scenario when you reroll that Force Speed is going to be Tarkin takes 2. Or knowing Vika like I know Vika, I probably just get rid of that Force Speed. Even if it comes off of the special, he's just going to reroll. He'll throw away a Mauls. He'll throw away one of those conflicted. Not a whole lot he's not going to throw away in search of a Force Speed protected Dooku rollout. And the odds of this killing Tarkin outright is incredibly high. That'll do it. But he's not happy to use both those dice, I guess. Or 2 of those dice, I should say. I don't see why he wouldn't. There's 1 dead Tarkin. And Snoke has himself an uphill battle. Force throw completely immaterial this round. Vika's going to get himself $1 off of Theed. He's going to play binds out. He's going to drop that energy bow down. A lot of things going to happen. Honestly, no reason why he shouldn't play Conflicted on Talzin. Truthfully. 2 shields is damn near as good as 2 damage here. So why not? He's opting just for the reroll. Save his $1. Alright. Wonder if it would have been more worthwhile just to resolve the Talzin. I guess not, because the focus on the Force Throw can focus it to a 1 ranged, and it all works out the same. Looks like Snoke will be rolling out first. This next round, that Force Throw will buy him a small amount of protection. But maybe not. Maybe not. I think he has to focus the Force Throw and the Holocron over to special. And this was really action inefficient here. You want to get the Force illusion down over the Holocron. Free. So, maybe you can keep the Dark Ritual. Maybe it works out. Didn't feel that 1 there. So if Vika wants, he could end up with battlefield control, which I know he wants to do. So if he just plays binds here, takes the 2 indirect and claims. Not incredibly unhappy, just ditching mauls, ditching Conflicted, drawing up into more mitigation. He has to start giving some to Talzin. Getting Dooku down to 6 is really, really risky, I feel. But I guess he's going to give up battlefield control, which I think is a mistake, but okay. It is what it is. Yeah, with very little actual direct damage being able to be dealt. That Force Throw is the most dangerous die you're staring down. Get out ahead of it. I don't see any reason why you had to give up battlefield control there. Flames of the Past, going to do nothing of note. Feel your anger might be major. Might be major. And Force Throw not hitting. But I think smart move is to play at odds. If I could play at odds on the Force Throw. Play at odds on the Force Throw. Even if he has Force Wave in hand, he cannot kill anybody this round. If you at odds the Force Throw. Please, you see it. So maximum damage 4 indirect. Got a fair amount of mitigation. So I think he goes for the weirdness. And the weirdness here is feeding for $1, focusing Snoke over to $1, spending 5 on Dark Ritual, and then Tarkin power actioning the 2 blanks that are left over. Meanwhile, those 2 blanks are going to sit out there and they're going to represent anger. I think that's the way to go. Don't think rerolling's great. Getting very little. Getting very, very little out of that. Tarkin popping back up would have bought some. Like Snoke would probably take at least 4, at least 6, something like that. And then Tarkin pops back up, gets his 4 in, and then he's got 5 health hanging out. 6 health? 6, I think. Hits what he wants. No blanks. Nothing great to use at odds on. And a force speed protected Dooku rollout. What do you do here? What you do here is you overwrite that holocron with a force illusion. Should have happened last. Or the force speed, I guess. You're holding out hope for visions of holocrons hitting things that are relevant. Isn't likely. His only other force power in the deck is Force Illusion or Force Wave. I guess he's got a force speed down with a holocron. And this rollout is going to be a monster. Do you even bother? So now he's going to focus over to the $1 and takes $2. And so at the end of all of this discarding and re-rolling and whatnot, he's going to lose a ton of cards off the top of his deck with that Force Illusion. And he's behind on tempo to get Tarkin up. And with all this effort, he saved 1 damage. So in not doing 4 indirect, you save 1 damage. It doesn't seem like a great trade for me. I mean, the second best play of the game is the one that keeps you from losing, I guess. And this is just brutal. Holy crap. That's going to change to a 2. I'm going to see 4 and 5 get done. So Smoke is going to be at 2 health remaining. And this is super greedy. Oh, it's unyielding. For some reason I thought that was conflicted. Holy crap. Yeah? I'm not even sure that was necessary. I think you say I'm resolving melee sides, and then you deal to Dooku 2, and he takes it, and then you pass. You stop resolving melee, and then you can use unyielding to do the rest. I don't know. I guess that was just really action efficient for Vika. Just fine, especially in this position. Like Tarkin can't win this game by himself. Snoke can't win this game by himself. So if like every time Talzin rolls out, you're threatening lethal on one of them, you're probably in a pretty good spot, especially with a witch magic in the bank. Nightbringer does get a second beguile and an overconfidence. You can find another $1, and this force speed decides to stop cooperating. Things will happen. And we'll see that force speed get flipped over to a special. All of Talzin's dice are perfectly fine. This forces even force beguile doesn't matter. I think it does overconfidence. I think you overconfidence that 2 ranged and the 4 speed, and you just pray that you can add odds. Well, with no money to actually spend removal, it doesn't matter if Dooku's rollout is protected at this point. That's another bad beguile. No money and no hidden motives. Like if the worst that can happen by just rolling out Dooku naked is one of those dice get doubted, probably fine with it. And this lets him get a reroll ahead of any sort of weird shenanigans. That's got to be game right there, right? Yep. Okay. So alignment. So game 2. And Snoke Tarkin is really good at using a turn of buildup. If both players are trying to build up, Snoke Tarkin is actually doing something in round 1 alongside the buildup, whereas so a lot of decks in this meta weren't. Especially if you could just do very minimal mitigation, very minimal mitigation, like a single doubt, a single hidden motive, an overconfidence if you were feeling spicy, something like that. You could get a ton of dice out onto the field and just start wailing away without too many expenditures of cards in trying to do what it wanted to do. And then holocron stuff on top of all that was a bonus, but not actually required for success. Dooku Talisman kind of just shits all over that plan. Massive reliability starting from round 1. Threatening a lot. I know Vika really enjoyed it playing Dooku Talisman throughout the league. He's been stuck on this for a while now. And I think it's just because of that reliability. Not reliable at all now, motherfucker. Alright. That's funny. He's only got 4 even cards in the deck, and every time he's been being recorded, like that talisman ability percentage is low. It's real bad, we'll say. Meanwhile, Nightbringer, I think he's happier with this start than he is with the previous one. He's got another free die. 2 more free dice, I should say. One, I guess, yes. It's coming back. It's coming back with money. Call it what you want. And he can just kind of run this out. You can see what cards are going to come out of, you call it, Vika's hand, and then probe eventually. He's in no rush to get things done. I think playing the chance cube on Tarkin and then rolling Tarkin out with the chance cube is a good idea. You're going to force removal on chance cube or one of the Tarkin dice. Vika Talisman doesn't have very many ways. It can affect more than one die, except the overconfidence that is in hand. A free Force Illusion if he wants it, but I don't blame him if he doesn't. Threatening Anger. Pretty good. But not much you can do about it. We can do not roll out. I don't need both those dice. I'm probably going to change this to the 2 side. Yep. More than happy to deal my 5. I don't agree with resolving that Snoke die. That is almost completely immaterial because nothing you care about is you don't really care about having anything removed this round. It's nice not to have things removed, but when you can just snap off Tarkin's power action like this, you don't care about the one extra dollar, I don't think, in Dooku's offers. And that Snoke die could be extremely relevant. Especially when you're just going to get rid of the other one prior to even seeing what fucking rolls. And what if that dude sucks? If he doesn't do anything worthwhile, you need to re-roll. Then you're going to be stuck re-rolling either with Force Solution or Probe. Especially when you put that off of blanks. I mean, maybe you're just so scared of Feel Your Anger, but Vika doesn't even have that in his deck. Oh, no, he does. He's got two of them. Okay, all right. I guess that all works out. Don't want to mess with any of that. It's playing around, Feel Your Anger. But he's putting a lot on this roll of Tarkin. Risky business pays off. Probably see this focus go away. Yep. Whoa. Oh, it's not an odd on the top of the deck. Okay, yep, it was forced. Unyielding, overconfidence. Decides not to power action that, which I agree with. A lot of people just power action to power action, but spending one money to take a card that was left over, not that great. Does have Vader's Fist. Vader's Fist can get some work done. Not against a Witch Magic, though, and an at odds. But Vika is super aggressive. He's probably going to get that binds down and then get the energy bow up and say, I can lean on this Witch Magic to do everything I want. Not 100% on board with rolling Snoke out first. I know what he wants to do is get that 4 speed special and then get Tarkin in the field. If he had rolled Tarkin out here, he's got 29% chance to hit the 2 discard, which in a lot of cases forces opponent to do something they absolutely do not want to do in that moment. So now he's stuck rolling out Tarkin, and Vika ends up with an energy bow either way, or 3 extra health either way, and now maybe he missed out on being able to snatch 3 cards from hand and locking him into what he rolls. Now, going for the Tarkin discard in general against Dooku Talzin isn't exactly the best of situations anyway, because of how reliable it just naturally is. So you need to have something to back it up. But we'll see how the rest of this round pops off, I guess. I don't know what he's doing with these. Is he power actioning? Putting a lot of faith in being able to come up with a couple extra dollars. Got the focus, but alright, there's the 3 extra dollars. Probably seeing at odds pop off on the money. Really ruins the rest of Nightbringer's turn there. Could get fist money anyway and have a lot to do with it. But probably not getting that extra 4 indirect. Going to be taking a ton of damage in return. Yeah, you did not get your I didn't get, or I didn't get change. Does get his focus there. I think he probably wants to just take force speed special, right? Don't swap that. All the money in the world. You know he's trying to play fist here. Vika is trying to battle his inner greed demon here. Doesn't like the blank, which I don't blame him for, but Nightbringer has just as much chance of having doubt as he does feel your anger. So on that die specifically, who cares? Change the force speed, you get to do big dick things. Plotting around Vader's Fist. Not the worst. I can get on board with that plan. But it looks like it's going to be unnecessary. Odds of that Vader's Fist getting stuck on a paid side this round, pretty low. And I definitely think you pull that force throw back, or you put that force throw down now. Worth 33%. Hits the 33%, and we'll see 2 damage get dealt somewhere. I think you just have to keep slamming Dooku. If you get Vika scared enough to pop that illusion, or not the illusion, but you pop the Ancient, then that's at least one less die you have to worry about rolling out on top of that force speed. And they both have the same health remaining. What are you really saving here? No mitigation left. We're gonna see a decision here. Does he take the resource on the Ancient? Or does he try to take cards out of his deck? I think taking the resource is probably the better method. Focus that thing over to resource, then you get 3 more health. Unless he plans on doing this to Snoke. Yep. Not putting any damage to waste. An aggressive move, I can agree with it to an extent. That was a bad shield application. Because Towson's at 6 at the end of it regardless. Bad shield, Vika. You just put it on Dooku. And he gets really lucky though in being able to remove that fist die. And this is a lot of dice for Oak Tarkin. And there's only, what was that? 10 remaining health, 13 virtual health if you count a maximum witch magic. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for Vika to deal with this, I think. That Force Illusion is just causing no end of problems. And the Force Thrower is really, really threatening. Especially when it's rolling out with 2 focus dice and a force speed. The number of ways to get that Force Thrower to where Nightbringer wants it is, like, I don't want to say innumerable, but it's up there. But now I absolutely agree with getting Snoke out first. But it kind of just comes down to this force speed. Force speed says nope. But he's gonna have to switch it. He's gonna have to put the force speed up there, right? It's so aggressive. You get beguiled here, you're done for. But I guess he's not gonna get beguiled. It's a free look at that rollout, and there's a lot of different ways that rollout can get played out. None of them good for Vika. So I think he just takes all 5 of this damage into Snoke, and then he sits on deflect for as long as possible. He's got to take the 5 damage, and then Nightbringer is in a position where he can force speed fist. And even if it hits indirect, depending on like how much Nightbringer hates Talzin, he could just force throw the fist die, which would be weird. But I can understand the line of play. Like, you hate fist that much, you know he's got deflect in the deck, you know he's got other things that he can be doing. Just want to get the value out of all of your Snoke dice. Um, so if you want to get all the value out of your Snoke dice, you force speed, throw that fist pretty much no matter what it lands on, as long as it's not a 2-side, as long as it's not that shield. You kill Talzin, then Vika does something, and then use Tarkin power action the 2 Snoke dice for 4 indirect into Dooku, puts him at 9. Then you have 1 more Vader's Fist rollout and Tarkin dice. That's not a bad place to be. And that was just wrong. Because now he's going to put 2 on Talzin. They're going to be using a die to kill Talzin anyway. You end up with less damage for Dooku. If he doesn't do a protector rollout on Fist, it just die to deflect. Could die to deflect, that force throw goes to waste. I think he just plays Witch Magic, right? Or discard to reroll the force speed. Kick the can down the road, keep kicking it. A smart player is going to know the sequencing and not roll out that fist. Rolling out the fist, especially now, is completely unnecessary. The fist is just going to add damage at the end of the round. So Nightbringer probably isn't going to get baited into like naked rolling out that fist. He's going to roll out Tarkin. He's going to do everything else that he wants to do with his hand. Sometimes people forget. Not sure what that rollout was supposed to do even. But yeah, you absolutely power action here. Take all 4 cards out of hand. Gonna see that deflect and feel really good about this move. And something's getting thrown. Could even be the chance cube. In all honesty, discarding the second Vader's Fist, abandon all hope, and a force speed to reroll these things around for focus. Like that could be brutal. If Vika whiffs on this Dooku, Alright, that's not a whiff. Even bother to change anything? I mean, I think you do, just gonna have to. That's weird. That talisman taking a lot of help. Not a lot of help. Why are you at oddsing? You should be doubting. What are you doing? Things should die. Things not doing shit. Tarkin's not living anyway. Now you lose your chance cube. Probably just. I think. You can't do indirect here. Losing damage. Now you have to get extraordinarily lucky to finish Vika off. Oh, I mean, shit. I'll do it. That's basically a Vika game loss. And you may as well go for the indirect. Throw everything. Why not? And he gets it. All right. Extraordinarily lucky required. Extraordinarily lucky delivered. Nightbring3r says, "Fuck you, huh?" I'm trying to call. All right. God. No risk at all of this match going to time. I like. I don't like a swift game in the sense where someone's just getting blown out. But nice not to worry about Mill taking everything down to the wire. I see everything but that deflect just getting thrown back. I guess he's tossing back even deflect. You were my friend. Odd. Odd keep of all of that. Ha ha ha. Get it? His Vika's even thinking about it. Like, how good is that really? I don't think it's that good. If it were me, I'd toss a Vika. Hear me through the internet. I guess he's keeping it. I don't think he's terribly unhappy with everything. And he wants his shields. Chance Cube, Force Speed, and Holocron to follow. With Probe backup. Dial, he could feed. This is where sequencing matters. Alright, are we going to see another bad Beguile? I guess it doesn't really matter. You don't have anything else you're gonna do. You may as well get rid of the towels and die. God damn it! What kind of weird sequence of events is gonna make that force speed relevant? You're already taking 2 actions, play down Holocron, and probably Chance Cube. another action that takes the feed power action. You're not getting the claim, and you're just leaving that talisman die out there. No, absolutely no cause for Vika to get $1 there. That was a stolen, illegitimate dollar. Well, those are things. They're 4 damage things. Is the massive amount of money that Nightbring3r is going to pick up here going to make up for this heavy hit? Really depends on the draw. I guess 4 isn't exactly the heaviest of heavy hits. It's still not great. Still not what you want. And I think it's a little bit lucky there. By not losing 2 events, but he did lose the one single event he really wanted to keep a handle on. I think you should play that card. What are you doing? What are you saving your money for, Vika? You really wanted to re-roll on that so bad you played conflicted and maybe got an extra 2. Better you. Or is that unyielding? Unyielding again is it's I'm dumb. Well, you're not gonna get to play You Were My Friend. We'll throw that away instead of the unyielding. I don't know. I don't know what the plan here is. Oh, baby. All right. 1 focus to 2 focus. 4 money and a shield and a Tarkin power action. Yeah, that ain't bad. And that's just what I can see. Someone who's more practiced with Tarkin Snoke can work through all of those different options and lines of plays a lot faster than I can. Um, might be a way to squeeze an extra 2 indirect out of it. For Snoke power action, maybe. Not sure. Yep. Okay. Yeah. You can change Snoke to indirect. That. One damage for 2 extra. There you go. That's what practice gets you. I was able to see that pretty quickly. I was not. Conceptually, I thought there what might have been a way to get there, but I didn't see. All right. I get to change character die to any side if he wants, but it's gonna do nothing because he can't remove it. It's gonna get focused back. So this is 1 resource to save 2 damage. I think you just have to take it. I mean, you can't not play it. Holy crap. Okay. Massive aggression. A, a slugfest here. Holy crap. I just see 6 indirect pop across the table right quick. Trying to race ahead of this Force Illusion. Not that, I guess he doesn't really care about the Force Illusion that much. Got Unyielding in hand. So if Townsend rolls out decently well, that Force Speed hits it special. He could roll out Dooku, add it at a minimum 3 damage to whatever Townsend was showing, and get in under a Force Illusion. Now, we do see the first appearance of the Force Jump. It's in there as a one of, and a whole lot of probably not relevant. Probably not relevant. Townsend going to 2. It's teed up. It's teed up. Are we going to see a doubt, or are we going to see a dead Tarkin? If he doesn't doubt here, Tarkin is guaranteed dead. And with it, a lot of hopes and dreams. The aggression paid off. And he's going to get 3 more damage to boot. 3 more damage to boot. I don't know what there is to think about. I think you just play Unyielding. Get so far ahead on the action economy. I don't think you're going to miss the dollar. You have to play around every single possible removal card. Come out with 3 damage on Snoke. I think it's worthwhile. May not be necessary because Dooku rolled enough to do it on his own. I don't think you necessarily need to hang on to the dollar. I think spending the dollar for guaranteed here is good enough. And now he has to play Unyielding, right? Well, this is risky, but I guess he's not going to get punished for it because there's no beguile in hand. Which, if you almost god roll with Townsend and your opponent doesn't do anything but roll Tarkin out, I guess that's a good clue that you don't need to pop everything off. And I'm going to give credit very much to Nightbring3r there. A lot of people, I see this happen all the time. They have an out that they should have played the round previous, but it's still the best play to do after that out, after that mistake, or what have you. And so they'll just keep it in their hand. They don't want to say, "Oh, I really fucked up." I don't want you to see that I really fucked up, even though it's still the smartest thing to do. This is still the right thing to do. So props to Nightbring3r there. That's what he wanted out of the holocron. That get out of the force jump by playing it. But maybe the money's relevant. At odds will clear off that chance cube. Sure. Unless Nightbring3r just says, you know what? This is good enough. I'll take what I can get. And coming out of that round with just 2 damage to show for it. Not exactly a thrilling place to be. I don't know why Vika wanted to give one more to Dooku there. I think giving it to Talisman was fine. Talisman with 7 HP remaining is still a 3 die necessary kill on 1000. He does get his fist. Probably too little too late. Gets his force throw after getting rid of a holocron. Nothing in the way of defensive options aside from that force throw and the force jump already out on the field, neither of which are going to be very impressive if this force speed hits a special. I cannot wait to never see a fucking force speed in standard again. So unironically, thank you, Jeremy, for deciding not to reprint that card. At least in conversion. At least a certain amount of time off without having to deal. It was too good. And there's really nothing else you can do here. Just roll out ye old Snoke. Hang one to save one. Alright. I mean, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Probably see this Mauls come down. And finding 6 damage. Not very difficult with those dice. Force jump could cause issues, but probably not many issues, and probably not enough that Vika thinks that he's in any danger of losing this game. The reason why he doesn't just deal his 2, get out from under the force jump, and see what he can see with the Dooku rollout. He wants to try to get real weird things. Nightbring3r will have to show his hand here. Damage is not irrelevant, but I have to imagine he actually would have preferred to see shields in that situation. Guess he can just focus over to focus. Completely sending a message. I don't have any mitigation that isn't doubt or a force illusion override on. And by taking the feed dollar prior to resolving this force speed, I could even thought about a force illusion overwrite or play down. Not going to get 6 damage, but he will get 5. Opting for 4. I would just go for the 5. Just really drive that point home. He's happy to resolve the 2 shields on Absolutely no cause to be re-rolling that die. I swear to God, if you do it. What are you doing? You're gonna try to luck out across the top of a force jump, or is he gonna pay one for one more shield? All right, how's it gonna live through the round with 1 health? Like pretending like he had something to do with that last dollar. Not entirely sure what Nightbringer's thinking about. Just trying to figure out his odds of being able to get that other Snoke die, the indirect somehow. Not great. 1 in 36 across 4 rerolls. Bleh. He's not leaving here with a dead Talzin, and he's not leaving here with battlefield control. So I'm gonna see every reroll in the book come out on these 2 dice remaining. Try to. Oh, that's irritating. Try to get 2 shields. Got to. Absolutely has to try to find 2 shields. At the 1. I don't even know what kind of draw he can hope for here. That'll get him out of this hole. Where every single die on the field represents lethal. And that force illusion is not going to carry him nearly as far as he thinks it will. Only gets an at odds. It almost doesn't matter what happens. Like it should just roll out Talzin. I guess he doesn't want to get deflected. Does Nightbringer have deflect? Nightbringer has 1 deflect. Is it in the graveyard? It is not. Okay, he's playing around deflect. I can respect it. And that is 100% lethal. That's maximally lethal. So Vika moving on to the finals to face off against Lud. Nightbringer just tossing everything around. Imagine Nightbringer's happy to put the meta to an end, even though he's sad to not be moving on into the finals. But it was a well played match by Nightbringer, and certainly a well earned run all the way up into the semifinals. Yeah, they're just echoing the sentiments about force speed. I don't think anyone in their right mind could possibly disagree. So, thank you, Vika. Thank you, Nightbringer. And thank you all for watching. See you for the finals.